Hello, I'm Philip Stoten for EMSNow. I'm here at SMT in Nuremberg, and I'm joined by Trevor from Global SMT and Steve from US Tech. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure.
Last saw you in California, next visit Shanghai, but here we are in Europe. Trevor, just start by giving me a few of the technology highlights, if you like, that you've seen this week.
Gosh, quite a few, but basically a lot of the new systems that were introduced at Apex a few weeks ago obviously are having their European introduction here. You know, the RX series from Juki, the new Fusion pick and place from Universal, and there's a new one that wasn't at Apex from Sony. It was introduced this week. They're introducing a surface a pick and place system, a screen printer, and an AOI, which also does conformal coating testing as well.
Right.
So it's quite interesting.
And they're their own products, not white labelled.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Zestron had an interesting system for measuring the percentage of solvent in the bath. So they're going into the testing measurements business. And I think some of the biggest surprises were from SMT Wertheim. Now they're active in the US as well, but they had a couple of really interesting things on their booth. They've got first of all a reflow oven which has a vacuum chamber in the middle of it. So 6 zones of preheat, 2 zones of peak heat. Then it goes into this vacuum chamber that sucks the air out of the solder joints and the voids in 4 seconds.
Right.
Then pushes it out into a cool down zone. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then the final thing was again on SMT booth was they had a system for basically doing thermal cycles for the automotive industry. This robot takes the boards and puts them into a chamber that takes them down to minus 14 degrees C, takes it out and tests it, puts it into another chamber at 120 degrees C, takes it out and tests it till failure.
Right.
And what happens in the automotive industry, some of these boards, they have to have as many as 5 million boards tested before they actually put it into production.
Yeah. So there's cycle testing.
Cycle testing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
plenty going on there. Steve, from your point of view, it's interesting what Trevor was saying about Sony, but we're seeing more of the pick and place guys, which is one of the most competitive areas, but more of them branch out into other parts, those whole line solutions. Is that a trend you've noticed here?
We have seen that, and it's not just pick and place, but for example, Gopal has tremendously expanded their range in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
They have the THT, and they've just pushed JTAG beyond what anybody thought they would originally do. They're really calling it an embedded test system.
Yeah, and I guess that's a desire to win market share beyond the narrow market they were in with boundary scan, or in these other cases, the pick and place guys.
The question is, can you be all things to all people?
Well, yeah, the AOI business is so competitive, it's unbelievable. But interesting point you made there, Steve, is that I've seen a few things this week, introductions for THT. You know, everybody has been saying for years, oh, through-hole's dead, through-hole's dead, but it certainly isn't. It's far from it.
Yeah.
You know, Panasonic brought out a new through-hole machine at Apex. You know, I've seen a few applications specifically for through-hole here at this show.
Isn't that always the case though? People bring out a new technology, you know, surface mounts expected to wipe out through-hole technology. It never happens that way.
No technology ever completely replaces another. We still use fax machines.
Yeah.
We still read magazines.
Yeah, we do. Good old magazines. Thank heavens for that. Absolutely. One of the other...
excuse me for interrupting, I did see another introduction at CIHO right next to SMT. They're now offering an AOI system by the end of the solder line.
Right.
I guess you look at where you are in the line and look at adjacency and figure out where you can compete. One of the other things I've noticed this week is a lot of people, we saw the print guys connecting with the AOI guys and this whole closed loop thing. I know with Ko Young and 1 or 2 others, they're starting to do that in different places in the line with pick and place, with working with Kick, for example, on the on the process as well. Do you think that kind of more intelligent use of data is something that's filtering through?
Absolutely. It's an increasing trend, and everything's data driven at the end of the day. Yeah.
And Aegis again launched in Europe their factory logic software, which does the same thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Europeans competing with the Asians at their own business, the low-cost business. We're seeing one or two, and I think we'll see an increasing number of European or known European vendors bringing out lower cost, more value-orientated, out-of-the-box solutions.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that happening for sure. I think one of my biggest surprises at this show this week was to see quite so many new innovations.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect to see a lot because, of course, it's a Productronica year, and most people keep their powder dry for Productronica.
Right.
But there's an awful lot of new stuff this week.
I think it's the nature of competition. If
Yeah.
you've got it, you cannot afford
You can't wait.
to hold it back.
Yeah.
You've got the opportunity now while you have an audience to sell
Yeah.
that new product. You have to do it.
Yeah, I think it's been encouraging. It's been a really vibrant show. It's been,
Absolutely.
The visitor numbers have been good, the quality of the booths, the amount of...
Well,
people
it's the
involved.
most consistent show in the calendar.
Yeah.
Always has been. Even when the industry's tanking, when it's really down, this show always, for some reason, seems to, stay good.
And it's partly the nature of the German market. Guys, you're all going to be boarding planes this weekend to head out to Shanghai. Anything particular you're expecting or looking out for in China? You first, please.
Just Dage's new product.
Dage's
rollout.
new product launch that they've already mentioned and they're keeping under wraps.
Yeah.
Anything else, Trevor?
Not really. I mean, I think Dages is the key one that I'm aware of. Of course, we're going to see a lot of the same people
Yeah.
launching the same products for the first time in
The third launch
Asia.
of the year, I guess.
And that'll be
it'll be interesting.
my first visit to the new exhibition centre because I wasn't there last year.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting. It does seem that market, it feels now like the US market, the European market, the China market are all looking for a lot of the same solutions. There's still much of the volume out there, but they're now looking for high mix, lower volume, more flexible solutions. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's becoming more homogenized. Well, guys, safe travels to China. Look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing you on Tuesday morning, bright and early, at the first
Great.
press event in Shanghai. But
There you go.
thanks a lot.
All right.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
who's got the stamina.